What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake and Kyle, Fantasy Headliners, coming to you today with a NFL playoff show here, and we're talking about the Sunday night game this coming up weekend between the Seattle Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers, 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Right now, the Green Bay Packers open up as a 4-point favorite with an over-under set right around 47 points this week. Neither Kyle nor myself really love this game this week. I mean, I know that all the Packer fans and all the Seahawk fans are probably going to get pissed off. It's not that we're not going to watch it, because we're going to watch playoff football. This one just has the potential to maybe be kind of a little bit uglier. I mean, it's projected to be in the low 20s game time. It's going to be butt cold out there. Maybe a little bit more reliant on the run game. The pass rush of the Green Bay Packers. That's what I'm really paying attention to here. How quick can they get in the backfield? And if they can continue to get that pressure, we may not see DK Metcalf in those long routes down the field develop. We may get an opportunity to see maybe a little bit more Tyler Lockett this week, though, on some quick routes.
Yeah, I'm not overly excited about this game, to be honest with you. I'm not really 100% sure what to expect. We'll talk about what team I'm taking in a minute. So I don't want to really give it away at this point, but I have concerns with how Aaron Rodgers has played this season. I have concerns with how Russell Wilson at one point this season was an MVP candidate. Typically in the past, he's been really strong in the second half, but he's been cold to start the season. Well, it was backwards this year. He was really strong to start the season, got a little bit cold as the season went on. The Seahawks have traditionally been a team that runs the ball a lot. That was not the case this year, and they have Marshawn Lynch coming out of retirement to be their running back in the playoffs right now. So are they really going to be able to rely on him? I don't know. There's so many question marks for me on both sides of this game. And back over to Green Bay for a second. You and I like the Green Bay defense this year. Let's give them some props. I mean, in our draft guide, we had them ranked really high. We had them right around top 10, which a lot of people did not. So we were giving them a lot of credit. And they've played like that at times this year, but they've been super inconsistent at times as well. Are they going to show up this weekend? If they do, then yeah, Green Bay absolutely has a shot. But if they don't show up, or if they give up too many big plays, then it might be a long day for Green Bay.
Yeah, absolutely. I was a little bit surprised that this game, as of right now, has the second highest over-under for the weekend as far as points scored goes. I just don't know if I'm going to see that many points out there with the cold weather. Yes, does it favor Green Bay a little bit? Yeah, kind of. I mean, they're more used to it maybe than Marshawn Lynch, who was chilling on his couch 3 weeks ago, and now he's carrying the ball in 18-degree weather. But I kind of think he's maybe the key factor at this point of the playoffs. They need veteran leadership, and you don't get much more veteran leadership than Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson from the quarterback position. But Marshawn Lynch brings some pedigree with him also. Travis Homer in that backfield looked great 2 weeks ago. Last week, not so much. I think they really start to rely a little bit more on the running game this week, and they try to get Marshawn Lynch going. It would not surprise me whatsoever if they just unleashed beast mode and went out there and gave him 20-plus touches this week. It would not surprise me whatsoever. The game's going to be close. I think it's going to be one of these games that may not be as exciting as a lot of people want. But I think that it's going to be a close game. It's another one of these games that's going to be, possibly a single, score game, late into the fourth quarter. Maybe fun to watch, just not have that overall exciting factor that maybe we'd hope to see from possibly the game of the week here, Sunday night.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we're going to hit the under on this game, to be honest. I don't think we're going to quite get to that line that they currently have showing there for the over under. But, as far as DFS goes, with either of these quarterbacks, I mean, you could go either way. I really don't want to play either of them, though. At running back, you mentioned Marshawn Lynch. Is he a guy that you want to get in some GPP lineups? Aaron Jones, I'm not running to get him into any lineup, really. However, we know he's going to get a decent amount of volume, especially if for some reason Green Bay can get a lead. If Green Bay can get a lead and the defense is strong, then we're going to see a little bit more Aaron Jones. He's obviously been a threat in the passing game at times this season. So, and he had so many touchdowns this season that he can score at any point in time as well. So he could give you a couple of touchdowns and that could return your value right there. As far as wide receiver goes, I don't want anyone to get trapped by DK Metcalf. You mentioned the pass rush. I 100% agree with you. If they're really getting into the backfield, it might not give DK Metcalf enough time. It might be a little bit more with Tyler Lockett. It's Jacob Hollister that I'm really looking at in terms of DFS from this game that I'm really sticking my foot into and saying, yep, we're going to roll with him in our lineups. Green Bay has not been great this year against the tight end at times. And on the flip side of that, with Jimmy Graham, Seattle hasn't been great either, but Jimmy Graham has been nowhere even close to relevant for a majority of the season outside of a couple of weeks. So maybe some GPP consideration. Maybe that's a guy you take a look at. But there's so many question marks for me in this game. It really worries me trying to put a bunch of players into a lineup.
Yeah, I mean, if I was betting on this game, actually, no, I wouldn't bet on this game at all because it could literally go any way. There's not, a certain scenario that you can play on back. This is pretty much how we think it's going to go. Because I mean, literally, every scenario sounds believable at this point for this matchup. I'm in agreement with you. There's none of these guys that I'm absolutely excited now. Don't get me wrong. I love DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf 2020, I may run a little bit of a campaign for him because dude he's legit in this offense, and he's going to be fun to watch here for years to come. But like you just said, don't get suckered into him because of what he did last week. Yes, he looked amazing. Could be a different story, though, this week. So don't go in there and overbuy DK Metcalf. 100% agree. A lot more quick, short passes. Marshawn Lynch, not really known for his pass-catching ability. He can do that. But maybe we see just a little bit more Tyler Lockett on those underneath routes. And maybe he's somebody who can get free and get a big chunk play. That's kind of what's going to give you that added bonus this week as far as DFS plays go. But as far as the game goes, we mentioned it could go either way. Now, do I want to pick Green Bay? I think that they may have the slight edge being at home in cold weather. But honestly, it's not going to surprise me if Seattle comes out here and wins this game. I'm going to stick with Green Bay, but I think it's going to be so close. It's going to be, a one-score game late into the fourth quarter, and maybe just something that's decided by a turnover or a costly error.
There was a reason a few minutes ago in the video I wanted to give Green Bay some props because I didn't want to get yelled at and say, oh, you're a Lions homer and that's why you're going with. But I'm going with Seattle, and I'm feeling pretty good about that pick. I'm not going to lie. I know that Green Bay is the home team. I know that they're the 2 seed. I know what the record is. I know all of this, people. Trust me. But when it comes down to it, in a game that has so many question marks, and I'm just like, man, this could go either way, I take a look at the quarterbacks and I say, who can get the job done? And just the way Aaron Rodgers has played this season, I'm going to take Russell Wilson to get the job done. And I know we're worried about the Green Bay pass rush, but Russell Wilson is one of the few quarterbacks in the league that it's not going to bother him nearly as much as it would if it was somebody else coming into Green Bay. So that's why I'm going to go with Seattle at Green Bay this week. I think they cover. I think they end up winning this game. But again, it could end up going either way. But that's the reason that I'm going to lean Seattle, is because I'm going to take Russell Wilson over Aaron Rodgers, just because Rodgers hasn't been the Rodgers of old this season.
Yep, and we, like you said, can't really argue it. But hey, me and Kyle may be split on who we predict to win this game. But what do you think? Who do you think comes out victorious this week against the Seattle Seahawks and Green Bay Packers? This is where we like to get very interactive. So put your comments down below in the comment section. Let us know how you feel this game is going to go. It can go so many different ways. We're looking forward to some of the responses we get down there in the comment section. We greatly appreciate the support. We did one of these shows for all the divisional matchups. So if you're looking for another matchup, just go to our channel, search for it. It's going to be there. We greatly appreciate you once again. For Kyle and myself, let's enjoy another weekend of some NFL football. We're looking forward to it. Have a great one. We'll talk to you later.
See you.